So it has been quite some time since I started this mod, but yeah, my local customs office was kind enough to send the gauges I bought back to the seller for no good reason. Therefore, I reordered new ones and was forced to wait for a couple of months. Also, the water temperature sensor broke in the installation, so I had to wait for a replacement. To make things more complicated, the exhaust gas temperature sensor was dead on arrival. Anyway, the sensors finally arrived, so I got to work. I used the part from the exhaust that I have modified in the previous video. The installation of the water sensor was fairly easy since the correct size threaded hole was already drilled into the part from the factory. The exhaust gas temperature sensor was also easy to install. All I had to do is find the optimal placement and follow these criteria. The drill hole of the installment has to be in an accessible place for servicing, keeping in mind that this exhaust part has no water flowing through the exhaust gases, which is good for the sensors, but I had to be careful not to drill the outside compartment that cools the exhaust from water flowing through. This was possible in the spots close to the screw holes, as drilling there comes out directly to the exhaust gases. After the modification of the part was complete, I reinstalled it to the ski. Then it was time to make the holes. 4 holes in total. 2 for the EGT and the water temperature sensor, which came out pretty nice actually. And I had to do 2 more for the voltmeter and its switch. As for the wiring, I can say this was probably the hardest part. I used a spare port yellow color outlet from the ECU that is the same for the inboard water pump, and I measured that it provides power only when the engine is running. Using this extension cord, the voltmeter is connected again to a spare red color ECU outlet that provides power even when the engine is off. So you can press the push on switch to see the voltage and determine the condition of the battery. Finally, I made the combined wiring for the gauges. And I wrapped everything up, made some cable management, and it was time for a sea trial. My bad luck followed me again, as the weather during the test didn't even let me to leave the marina. But nevertheless, I got what I came for, which was to get some readings from the sensors, and having everything running cool and smooth was a testimony that the modification I made in the first video proved to be working. I tried to get the EGT temperature to rise above 400 degrees, but I could not, and the water temperature was below 60 all the time. In the end, doing this mod proves that the life expectancy of the ski is prolonged, since now there is improved water flow as well as having real-time readings that will help in diagnostics of failing cooling systems and lean or rich mixers. And of course, this mod can be installed in other similar jet skis. Thank you for staying to the very end, and I hope you found this mod inspiring and interesting. See you in the next one.